Welcome back. Now before the break you saw the two guys on mega expensive new Triumphs. All well and good, but what happens if you haven't got that sort of money but want to cruise in style? I have the answer sitting right here, the Zontes 310V. Now before you start spitting and frothing again, going another Chinese bike, like some of you on YouTube have mentioned that I had a Chinese gun to my head to say how good it is, you're wrong. Never call anything until you've tried it, and this little beauty is of the same quality. But like I said, it is vastly cheaper than the Triumphs, but does it ride cheaper? No way, man, and I'm going to tell you why.
So let's just mention horsepower. Massive horsepower on the Triumph, mine 35. Is it really necessary to have that much horsepower? Not really on the big one, because this is ample, 160 k's an hour, and like I've mentioned, hyper agile. This little beauty is 145 kilos, you can flick it around like a Moto 3 bike. So what's this cruising malarkey all about? Well, it's laid back, relaxed motorcycling. Some people hate it, some people love it. They are great for chilling out and just enjoying the environment and people around you. But one thing that does stand out on the Zontes 310V is it does blatantly resemble another very expensive Italian motorcycle.
Well, obviously it resembles slightly a Ducati Diavel. I mean, even the exhaust looks a bit slash cut, it's got upside down forks, a very Diavelish headlight. Nothing wrong with that, because that's an iconic cruiser as well. Let's just get into the price quick, 79,000 rand, and like I'm going to say, people might be offended that you can buy 4 of these for one big fast Triumph that Matt and Donovan's just tried. These rear shocks are absolutely useless. There is no damping at all anywhere and they will hurt your spine. But with a recent mail to Zontes, because this is the first homologation unit in South Africa, they have told us that the new one will have nitrogen gas shocks, virus providing. One last thing, to keep things low, 720mm seat height. Well, that's going to let anyone of any size ride this bike. Now that is seriously low, especially me being 6 foot and I stand up. So there we have it, low seat, low cruiser, low price. No one else makes a 300 to 400cc cruiser. I can't think of one at all. And for that reason alone, I think this will do quite well in South Africa.
So from an incredibly brutish, big, badass motorcycle to another cruiser that is
go on,
soft and cuddly and
yeah,
sweet.
sweetie pie,
Yes.
yeah.
However, having said that, still really looks the part, the Zontes. I mean, if you park that outside your local wine bar or whatever, next to a Diavel or next to a Triumph Rocket, I think your average members of public would walk past it and not think it was anything.
I think your motorcycle sort of aficionado, you know, the sort of more educated, when they look closely, they'll kind of say, hang on.
But even them at a glance, big fat rear tyres,
they would know.
wheels.
I mean, if they're all parked together, no one would actually notice. Which is an interesting thought, because Bill's done another piece on a Zontes previously. It's up on our YouTube channel, go have a look. And the comments are sort of, he said nice things about a Chinese bike.
Therefore he
How
must be...
can you say nice things about a Chinese bike? He's obviously paid by the Chinese. We're not paid by the Chinese.
We really have had no money from the Chinese.
No.
Bill is a journalist with 30 years experience, as am I. Don must have at least, well, actually, you've been a journalist since you were about 4 years old.
I did space travel.
Oh yeah, of course, you're thousands of years old now.
Thousands of years old.
From the pair of us, it's a well-built thing, isn't it? I mean, for a 70-odd grand bike,
it's 70,000. It's worth 70,000.
Easy,
maybe
peasy.
worth more than 70,000. It's definitely
it's nicely put together, and I would just say, put your prejudices aside. I know the Chinese are kind of well known for mass producing rubbish.
There's a sort of stigma there.
There is a stigma, and I'm sorry, but the things have moved on. We aren't getting paid. The bike is really very good, and they could conceivably sell it for more. Look, obviously using many of the same components as the 310X that he tested a couple of weeks earlier, and it does go for a couple of thousand more hours. I think it's low 80s, but the one thing going for it really, apart from it looks fantastic, none of the other manufacturers in this sort of 300-400cc capacity are making cruisers. It's all street bikes so it doesn't really have any natural competitors, does it?
No, not really. I mean, it's sort of other 300s, but again, not. You know what I mean?
Nothing comes
None
close.
quite have the style of that thing, yeah.
In this, just a hint at something that's coming down the line in a few weeks on the show, the biggest competitor for this bike and for the Zontes 310X, which is more of the sort of upright riding position, is coming from KTM. Now, someone we know who will be reporting back to us has just been on the launch.
Yes.
That's going to be big here, isn't it?
The 390 Adventure
From KTM.
from KTM.
Which is also in that price bracket.
And apparently it's just going to... We feel sorry for everyone else.
Yes. Selling that kind of capacity bike will be difficult if it isn't orange, apparently, but we'll give you full details from the South African launch in the coming weeks. Okay, enough from us for now. We'll be back after the break, where I will be speaking to Wayne, who is the man you want to speak to when you come to Bikers Warehouse.